Hey guys, Loco here, welcome to another video. I know the room is messy, I'll clean it up later, it's the weekend, please let me be. So let's talk about G2 today, because you guys love all of your LEC teams. So G2 in 2020. Let's first talk about what they were able to do at Worlds and how it leads into their offseason. Because they made such a deep run at Worlds and teams usually don't make a decision on what they want to do the year after until they're kicked out. No one really knew what G2 was going to do and they made it all the way to finals and they lost, right? So I thought depending on how they lost, depending on if someone underperformed enough, maybe they would be able to find a clear upgrade. I was thinking maybe Wonder, maybe Jankos, but G2 decided to stay with all 5. I think it is a good decision. They showed enough synergy, and even the players I mentioned for replacement, like Wonder and Jankos, there were definitely times where Jankos was the best jungler in LEC. There were definitely times where Wonder was the best top laner in LEC. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to replace players like those, and I was even trying to think up players they could get that might be better, but there just isn't. And also this G2 roster kind of has like a magic around them as a 5, the kind of friendship that they share and kind of how they approach the game and they play within the server itself, so makes perfect sense. Just thought maybe. I thought, okay, so G2's off season, they don't do anything, then the swap.
Well, wait, you wanna go bottom?
Wait, and you wanna go mid lane?
Well...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, I think I could, yeah.
And I think I could go bot lane.
Okay, well then... Wait, are we actually gonna do this?
I think we are. What's the worst that can happen?
I thought it was troll at first. There's no way this can be real, but it's real. It's going to happen. My first impression was, this is so crazy. Why are they doing this? They're such a good team. This is gonna fail. There's no way that this is going to be a benefit for them in the long term. But I thought about it a little bit more and also thought about kind of how crazy I thought it was that Perkz is gonna roll flop to AD carry and Caps is gonna be the mid lane for G2 at the start of 2019. And yeah, I'm coming around to the idea, and G2 is such a unique team and both Perkz and Caps are such unique and special players. They've both been playing for a while now. And when you've been playing League for this amount of time and you've been a professional player, it becomes a job. But Perkz and Caps are so unique where they breed League of Legends. Like they went to Worlds, they lost in finals, Caps went to All-Stars, like they should be burned out. But these two are just spamming solo queue in the off season. The team isn't like boot camping or anything. So yeah, these guys love League of Legends and it really takes a special kind of effort and special kind of dedication to learn a new role and start from scratch. And yeah, Perkz and Caps, they both have it. So let's talk about both half of the role swap and how I think it'll play out. Let's start with Perkz because I think that's going to be the easier one. He'll be perfectly fine. I think a lot of people forget, but in 2018, I thought Perkz was a better mid laner than Caps, especially when you consider the World's performance. I know, throughout the course of the split, Caps did better, but the most important tournament where G2 is kind of getting like stuck at, this is their last thing they can do, right? Like they made World Finals, they won MSI, they won LEC, God knows how many times. Like this is the one thing left. Worlds, playing versus international competition, I thought Perkz was a better mid laner in 2018. So yeah, I mean, Perkz going back to mid lane, he was a god tier mid lane. What more is there to say? He's going to be fine. He's easily going to be the best mid laner in LEC. Crazy to think he hasn't played mid lane for an entire year and he can just come back to the position and be the best mid laner, and I can make a statement like that and it not be outlandish. Yeah, so Perkz, no problemo. This part of the swap I have zero doubts about. Now Caps, this is where it's a little bit interesting. He's not going back to a role he used to play, he's learning a new role altogether. So when I think Caps and when I think of his playstyle throughout the year, one of his biggest strengths was his map pressure. He was so good about moving around the map. Remember him on Yasuo, remember him on Rise, like he knows how to pressure the jungle and he knows how to pressure the side lanes, and his synergy with Jankos in terms of being able to dive bot lane, dive top lane was so crucial to G2 playing their playstyle. And when you flop to AD carry, that kind of playstyle and that kind of strength, it's just going to get killed. Like you can't provide the same kind of pressure. Like as AD carry, you're so weak in the first few levels, it's not really feasible to play the way that he used to play mid lane. So Perkz did show you can be a more proactive AD carry, especially with the teleport usage and by just not playing AD carries and playing different champions. But still, it is a different role altogether and you will be a lot weaker in the early game, and that's somewhere where Caps shined a lot. So I'm a little bit worried. Also, another part is being being really dependent on the support. Whenever you play AD carry, especially in early levels, you're really weak when you don't have your items, when you don't have levels, and you're really, it's just better support wins. Yeah, Caps is someone that's just been able to create his own pressure, create his own lead throughout his entire career. So I'm curious if that dependency on support is going to be frustrating for him. Another huge part is the outplays and mechanics. When I think Caps, I think his brilliant laning. I think how he's able to find these outplays, how he's able to find these trades that just don't seem possible and make it possible and so consistently come out ahead on it, like taking these very calculated risks. Like that is core aspect of Caps' gameplay. And in AD carry, a lot of it is like reading your opponents and outplaying what they're going to do, because you have really good knowledge and you're being more reactive. You're always kiting back. Think of when you're watching AD carry montages, they're not going forward. They're kiting back, they're dodging skill shots, they're flashing a flash spell, they're reading their opponent perfectly, they're doing a lot of prediction. Of course, Caps has those skills, but it's really different being the one that's outplaying by being proactive and being the one that's outplaying by being reactive. Yes, there's new age AD carries like Kai'Sa who can be more proactive, outplay champions, but majority of the pool isn't that way. Sure, he can bypass this by playing different champions, but we don't know what the future of AD carry is going to look like in 2020. And some of the newer champions coming out like Senna and Aphelios, they're much more traditional AD carries and much more reactive champions than like proactive playmakers like Kai'Sa can be. Overall, I am liking the swap a lot more, and I think what Grab said in the episode of Listen Loco regarding Worlds and G2's performance really put things in perspective. G2 burned out towards the end of Worlds. By doing this in spring, I think they can tackle burnout. You know, people might say like, what do you mean burnout? Like burnout isn't real. Like they're just like playing video games. But there's incredible amount of focus, incredible amount of discipline, and incredible amount of lifestyle sacrifice to be a top tier pro team. And a lot of teams have experienced this burnout. And I think this is why MSI winners are usually never world winners. I think 2016 SKT is the only team ever to win both the MSI and Worlds. And this is also part of the reason why Grand Slam has never been done, because maintaining that insane form throughout the year is just near impossible. This is a way for G2 to play spring that gives them even more depth. Not like they didn't have depth before. I think they were probably the deepest team in terms of champion pool and variety of styles they can play, but this gives them even more variety. So yeah, overall I like the move. It's a challenge, and challenge is what pushes us forward. For teams like G2 and Team Liquid that are so dominant in their region but not as good as the top tier Eastern teams, something like this can be such a smart way to approach spring, where you are still getting better and you're challenging yourself versus lesser opponents, and you get to power up and like really have fun with the situation. G2, you guys are so crazy. You have your own rules, but you make it work. I think if any other team did this, I would call it so fucking stupid. And I did initially call it stupid when I heard about this. I was like, there's no way this is a real thing. But it's G2. They'll make it happen. They'll get the thing done. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know if I was wrong anywhere. Let me know if you disagree, or let me know if you just support me and you want to help me boost in the YouTube algorithm by commenting, liking, sharing this video with your friends. Oh, one last thing. I almost forgot. I'm not crazy. I'm just loco. Bye.